Good evening. My name is Shawn Touhill. I'm running for one of the seats for Doylestown Township Supervisor. I'll make clear there are three seats, and both Rick, Ryan, and myself are all the endorsed candidates by the party for Doylestown. So we're not running against each other, rather running as a team. I'll assume that some of you didn't see my bio, or maybe some of them out there on the camera haven't heard anything about me. So basically, I say a lot of times I'm a lifer. I've been here a long time, born and raised here, my only child, but now I'm fortunate enough to be married, I guess it's 13 years, and we enjoy 5 children, ranging from 11 to 1 month tomorrow. So we've got my wife has her hands full, I'd say. We also, not only do we live here, but we make our living here. I own and co-own and operate several small businesses here in Doylestown, and appreciate a lot of the challenges that it takes to balance a budget, manage people, as well as, handle day-to-day operations. I know a lot of people in the room. I recognize a lot of faces in the room. And part of that's because of either through the different organizations, through church, through the Boy Scouts, through Mount Carmel. I could list a lot of different groups, but I won't bore you with that. You guys can ask questions on that. But a lot of groups, if I forget to mention, they're all ones I'm proud of and proud to be a part of. I guess Rick and Ryan did mention it, and I'll reiterate it that, why, a father of 5 and a small business owner, why would I want to run? And we have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to my children, to my family, as you do, to make sure that where we live in Doylestown, that it remains safe, affordable. I mentioned, I think in one of my bio, a beautiful place to stay and live and raise our families. Shame on me if I don't do something about it when there's an opportunity to make change. And, this is that opportunity. I'd be honored if I'm elected to serve as a 6-year, to serve for 6 years in the Doylestown Township Supervisors. And I hope I have that opportunity along with my running mates. So please, stay tuned, get involved, and thank you again. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the Kitchen Table Patriots, too. I mean, you guys, I know this may seem a little casual, but I'm very comfortable, at least with the people here, and I rarely prepare anything, if you could probably tell. But the Patriots, you know what, I think it's great. Someone asked me the other day when I was door knocking, a constituent said, what do you think of the Tea Party? And then a list of 3 different questions. I think it was NRA, Tea Party, and a couple other, and I knew where he was coming from. And I said, I think it's great. As well as, it's great that we can see this groundswell of just everyday people, people that I know, people that are not in politics, like I'm not, moms, dads, everything, families, get involved and make such an amazing difference that you guys did this past cycle that I don't have to remind you about. It's great to see that. I think they've been unfairly vilified by, mainstream media and such, but you guys maybe noticed that. Again, thanks so much. And if there's any questions, please, go right ahead. Well, like anybody, I think, and Rick mentioned it, we need to tighten our belts. We have, personally, both in our business, in our own households, and you can't continue to go forward with spending and just to balance it by continuing to raise taxes. It's not the answer. Sometimes it's a combination of things. Sometimes it's a combination of, certainly we have to be, use common sense. I was talking to another fella over on Sandy Ridge Road. It's here in the township. And he said, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. He said, we send 2 guys in a dump truck every week. They come along my road, and they stop and they pick up these waste cans for dog droppings. And that's every week because one person might use that can. Now, I'm not suggesting we cut essential services. We have to be responsible and use some common sense. But, you know, at the same time, it's going to be tough, you know, sometimes when you're cutting budgets and such, whether it's staff, whether it's just being some programs that perhaps aren't, you know, effectively used. I can give you an example. This is probably too much info, right? Or, I'm trying to give, you know, I want you to know I think a lot about it. I thought a lot about it. We're going to continue to work with the Ways and Means Committee or pay attention to what they're doing. That's a really group of people. They volunteer their time in the township to try to come up with something responsible and a responsible approach to the budget. But you look at our neighboring Buckingham Township, and I think their population's about the same, about 16,000 people. And from an outsider, which I am, from an outsider, I look at these 2 comparable townships, both beautiful, both contiguous, but I think we have the staff, like double the staff that Buckingham has. We think we have like 60 employees. Now, are they all essential? Are they all being effectively used? I don't know that yet. But I know that this all has to be looked at. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I think, can we use volunteers? Absolutely. I think it's unfortunate, and a lot of it's about communicating a message and communicating the availability or need for folks. We've got I got 30 seconds. So we do have, there's various boards and commissions that are available at Doylestown Township for folks to come out and participate at. It's unfortunate that there's vacancies, and I know the township welcomes folks to come on board. Nobody's ever rejected, rather. I think that would be unfair. But rather, I think that's a good idea, you know, try to get as much of the community involved as you can. Often, folks, the biggest thing I hear is folks say, I just didn't know. Or I didn't know that was available, or I didn't know I could do that. So there you go. I mean, so it's communicating what's available and what the township is about. Again, let me thank you. My time's up. If there's any questions afterwards, please come on up. Thank you again.